Welcome to Frugal Willie Mae on a beautiful rainy day. At least we're having rain, we don't have drought, and I'm very thankful for that. And I'm going to get started today. I'm going to do a little something different. I'm going to show the survival foods and show you which ones are going to last the longest. We always wonder how long our canned goods are going to last. On the can, most of the time they're going to have a best used by date. That doesn't mean that it's bad after that best used by date. So I'm going to go through and show you the ones that are going to last the longest. You have something like the Albacore Tuna that I've got here. And as you see, I do have a date on it. I'd put that date on there for a couple of reasons. I want to make sure that I use the oldest one that I bought first. If the situation at the food bank was really bad and I had extra to share, I would just peel off the date of it because it has a best used by date on it. Now, if it's gone past the best used by date, I don't donate those. I keep those. The canned chicken, this one is going to expire in 2023. I have a hard time seeing those little numbers, so I might not can see the month on some of them. Don't stack other cans on top of it. I keep them single file. But it does last a long time, and you can use it in so many different ways. This type of canned ham will last a long time. I've had these last a number of years, but there again, they have gone to the pull tab and it could get broken, and that way you'd lose the ham. And this one has a best by date of 2024. But as long as that seal's not broken, it's not bulging, it's not rusted in any way, that ham would be good. I recently opened one up that had gotten hidden, and it was like 6 years old, and it had the pull tab. There again, you've got foods like this that's in a hard shell that you use the can opener. There's nothing in these right here, the water chestnuts or the bamboo shoots, that would cause it to eat through the metal. When you get to the tomato products, that's a different story. Back before the 2000, when the scare of not having food, not being able to go to the grocery store and shop, when that was all going on, I had some tomato products. I had a lot of different canned goods, and I can tell you for a fact some of them lasted, it was years before I had to replace any of the canned goods. But what would happen with any acidic canned goods, that can deteriorate. I think I lost 6 cans, but I had probably a 3-year supply of food. I don't keep that much in the pantry anymore, but I want to make sure that I have a good backup for these. But I had like I say, the tomato, it was whole tomatoes, tomato sauce, diced tomatoes, those type of things you have to watch. And this one is a solid can, so that part is good. As long as you don't have it in a moisture area, this would be good for a good while. I know they'll last over a year. I do remember that. Mine don't usually last over a year, but I use them up. I make soup out of this, which is, to me, it's very good, since I can't use the purchased soup because it's so high in sodium. I get the no salt tomato sauce, and I add my own salt to it. This is one of the products that will deteriorate. The evaporated canned milk also is one that you have to watch. Like I say, I do date it. I just bought this in February of 2021 because I was out of milk. And it does last a pretty good time. You do have to watch that really close. This vegetable shortening is another one that has a long shelf life, a lot longer than the best use by date. This one, in fact, it's been opened and I use it periodically, but the best, if used by date, was February the 7th of 2019. I can assure you this is still good. It smells good, it still looks good, it hasn't really changed color a lot. I just recently used it and I know it does work. So that's one of them. I have a couple of them that are smaller and they're still sealed. They've never been opened. I know for a fact they will last many years after the use by date. But there again, whenever you open it up, if it smells bad or looks bad or it's bulging, then you want to get rid of it. Okay, the things like sliced pineapple, even though that's in a really sturdy can, or even a fruit that's in a sturdy can, if it's acidic, you want to keep a good close watch on this. This soup can is solid and it has a best used by date of September of 2022. I know that it does last a lot longer than that because I've had some in my pantry much older. Green beans will last a pretty good while. I just know on a lot of the canned goods I have, like I say, after the millennium scare, I used most all of the canned goods several years way past the length of time that I had them. There's one, well, there's actually two. The shortening, the vegetable shortening, is one of them that I had. I was using some that were 7 or 8 years old, and it was good. The other that I was using probably 10 years after I had bought them, I sort of overbought on my flour, which I don't do that anymore, but is the flour. This happens to be a bread flour, but if you had the 5-pound bag of any type of regular flour, it is going to last a long time. I learned about the mayonnaise or salad dressing years and years ago. My mother-in-law she had a little pantry. She didn't have just a tremendous amount in there, but she wasn't dating her product, which I did not date this one, but I will be watching it very close. But she had one or two that sort of stayed to the back of her shelf, and she found out it ruined. I don't remember how old it was, but I know I do replace these. I don't want them to go much over a year because of the ingredients in there could ruin quicker. So I pretty much put the date up here and use them quickly. I go through a lot of mayonnaise, so it's not likely that I'm going to let any mayonnaise ruin. I've never had a mayonnaise ruin just because of what I learned long ago. I don't know if you can see the rain coming down, but it's gotten a lot bigger drops, and it's coming down pretty good right now, where before it was sort of a misty rain. I do recommend, especially if you're new to filling your pantry up, I do recommend that you do take either $5 or $10 every week that you go grocery shopping, and you buy a little bit extra as you go along. There's a lot of things we can buy for $5 that would sustain us for a week, maybe 2 weeks, especially if we got something like flour or cornmeal beans, dried beans, if you like dried beans. If not, you can go, I know, to the grocery. I think right now, the canned goods, like green beans, if you like green beans, you can get these for like 58 cents a can. Well, that's going to last you a few weeks if you buy several cans of that, if you're able to do that. One day I did go in and I bought $5 worth of green beans because I was totally out of green beans, and I do like that occasionally. I do hope all of us will be prepared for whatever may come our way and make sure that we have enough food to last us anywhere from 2 weeks to ever how long you want to stockpile the food. It doesn't take a lot to get started. You could get the MREs brought, shipped in to you, or you may be able to find a place that sells them, but they're not probably as tasty as what real food is. At least these foods are things that I can actually eat. You make sure that you find the foods that you like or your family like. There's nothing worse than having food that nobody likes or one person in the family will eat it. You want to make sure everybody can stay healthy and not be hungry at a time of crisis. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you do, let me know what type of videos that you want to see, and I will do my best to deliver those. And I hope that you will let me know of maybe some things that you've thought of that are long-term that you like to eat. I hope you have a most wonderful rest of the day.